The Lost City of Velyanon, a tale of the Blue Wizards. In the deep reaches of the east, beyond the lands of Rhûn, where the stars shone in strange constellations and the winds carried the scent of unknown spices, two figures moved like shadows among the towering sand dunes. Alatar and Pallando, the Blue Wizards, were on the hunt for an ancient and powerful city, hidden for millennia, the fabled city of Velyanon, a stronghold of forgotten magic and lost souls. Alatar, the taller of the two, with a cloak the color of twilight, surveyed the horizon. His eyes, sharp as a hawk's, scanned for any sign of life. Or worse, the whispers of Sauron's agents who had followed them through the wastelands. Pallando, with a long staff etched with stars, moved silently beside him, his keen mind already sensing the unseen forces at play. "Do you feel it?" Pallando said, his voice a whisper in the warm, dry wind. "We are close." Alatar nodded. "Yes, the ground hums with it. Velyanon is not far, but there is a great shadow guarding it. We must be ready." They reached the outskirts of what appeared to be nothing more than an ancient canyon. Sand shifted under their boots as they descended into the ravine. "The shadows here are restless," Pallando said, gripping his staff more tightly. "There is something waiting for us below." Without another word, the two descended into the depths. The air grew cold as they entered the heart of Velyanon. The city had once been magnificent, with tall spires that seemed to pierce the heavens. In the center of the city stood an enormous stone structure, a temple of sorts. Its doors, made of obsidian, were covered in intricate runes that pulsed with a malevolent energy. "This is it," Alatar said, his voice grim, "the source of the darkness." Pallando touched the door lightly with his staff, and for a moment, the runes glowed brightly before fading to a dull red. "We cannot enter alone. This temple was built to house something ancient, something that could tip the balance of power in Middle-earth." Alatar nodded. "But we must enter, Pallando. If Sauron's agents find this place before us, the East will be lost to his shadow forever." As they prepared to open the doors, a deep rumbling shook the ground beneath their feet. The ghostly figures that had been hovering in the air scattered. "Turn back, wizards," the Guardian spoke, its voice echoing like thunder in the chamber. "This place is not for the likes of you." Alatar stepped forward, his hand on the hilt of his sword. "We come not to plunder, but to protect. The power here cannot fall into the wrong hands." The Guardian raised a massive blade, and the air around them seemed to crackle with energy. Without warning, it charged. Alatar moved with the precision of a seasoned warrior, deflecting the Guardian's strikes with his sword. Pallando, meanwhile, called upon the power of the stars, raising his staff as beams of light shot from the heavens, striking the ground around the Guardian and creating a protective barrier for the two wizards. The Guardian swung again, shattering the barrier with a single blow. Alatar rolled to the side, barely avoiding the massive blade. He countered. "This thing cannot be beaten by steel alone," Alatar shouted, dodging another strike. Pallando's eyes narrowed. He whispered ancient words of power, and the stars on his staff began to glow brighter. "Its strength comes from the magic binding it to this place." Alatar nodded, understanding. He moved to distract the Guardian, darting in and out of its reach while Pallando chanted. The runes on the temple doors flickered as Pallando spoke the words of unbinding. The Guardian hesitated, its movements slowing. With a final resounding shout, Pallando brought his staff down upon the ground, and the runes exploded in a burst of light. The connection was severed. With the Guardian vanquished, the doors of the temple slowly opened. Inside, the wizards found a great pedestal, and atop it, an ancient artifact, an orb of pure light, pulsing with energy. This was the heart of Velyanon, a source of magic so powerful it could alter the course of the war against Sauron. "We cannot take it with us," Pallando said, staring at the orb, "but we can ensure it remains hidden, protected from those who would use it for evil." Alatar nodded. "We will cast a spell over this place, stronger than before. No one will find the city again." Together they worked, weaving their magic into the very stones of the city, until Velyanon once again disappeared into the sands of time, its secrets safe from those who sought to wield its power. As they emerged from the city's hidden entrance, The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the dunes. Alatar turned to Pallando with a satisfied smile. "We have done well today." Pallando smiled back. "The East is vast, and many such places still remain. Our work is far from finished, my friend." And with that, the two blue wizards disappeared into the night, their journey into the unknown continuing, their legend growing ever more mysterious.